What is a stupa?
Stupa.
Something different than a temple, or just
It's in Buddhist religion we say that stupa monastery. In Hindu religion we call the temple.
notice everybody walking around it? It's like just as what I explained in the Hindu temple explanation on how they work. It's like you create like an energy vortex together by all the people that are tuning into this to this center, walking around it, using their own prana, and the magnification of the huge pyramidal. The way that I understand it is that it's like representing how prana is kind of like from above and below coming together in the middle. Really heavy.
We have a small size also.
Mm.
You can see.
Nice.
And I have a more small for you, so you can use like a pendant.
We have arrived to a World Heritage Site. What's the name of this temple? Do we know?
Read later, okay? Now we
Perfect.
just walk around.
The Buddhanath Stupa. It's huge. It's amazing. The thing is to walk around it first, and then you enter it, or you cannot. Can you enter it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Not in the top, it's walk around here. This is one of the largest stupa. One of the biggest stupa, Buddhist stupa.
What is a stupa?
Stupa. It's
Something different than a temple, or just
It's in Buddhist religion we say that stupa monastery. In Hindu religion we call the temple.
okay? So stupa is temple.
Yeah, it's three times, okay? One time,
One time.
or five times, like that.
Always like odd numbers.
Notice everybody walking around it. It's like just as what I explained in the Hindu temple explanation on how they work. It's like you create like an energy vortex together by all the people that are tuning into this to this center, walking around it, using their own prana, and the magnification of the huge pyramidal shape and all the conic shape and all those kinds of sacred geometric shapes help to manipulate the prana. And everybody is walking around it, participating in the generation of the energy. Not sure what the name for prana is in Buddhism. I think chi. It's at least in Chinese it's chi. Ki. We'll find out soon enough. The Buddhanath Stupa in Kathmandu stands as one of Buddhism's most revered landmarks. But it is far more than just a striking structure. It's a deeply symbolic representation of enlightenment and a powerful spiritual tool designed to harmonize energy and intention. The stupa's most recognizable feature is the pair of Buddha eyes painted on its central tower. These eyes symbolize the awakened state of the Buddha, reflecting wisdom, compassion, and a watchful gaze over humanity. Their presence serves as a reminder for each of us to cultivate this awareness, mindfulness, and compassion in our own lives. Delving deeper, each part of the stupa's architecture represents one of the 5 fundamental elements that compose reality. The square base represents Earth, symbolizing stability and the grounding of physical life. The hemispherical dome signifies water, embodying fluidity, adaptability, and life's sustaining nature. Rising above is the spire, representing fire, a symbol of transformation, passion, and spiritual energy. The umbrella-like structure at the top corresponds to air, indicating freedom, movement, and the breath of life. Finally, the pinnacle of the stupa, often adorned with a lotus or other symbols, signifies the ether or space, representing the infinite, unbounded nature of consciousness. Visitors to the stupa engage in a practice known as circumambulation, walking clockwise around it while chanting, praying, or simply meditating. This movement isn't just tradition, it amplifies their spiritual intentions. The stupa itself acts as a massive receiver and transmitter of prana, the vital life force energy. As people walk around, their own energy fields or auras merge with the stupa's energetic flow, creating a powerful and unified wave of intention and healing. This interaction can better be understood through the concept of toroidal fields. Imagine each living being surrounded by an invisible, donut-shaped energy field. This field, known as a torus field, represents the continuous flow of prana circulating within and around us. The earth itself, as well as plants, animals, and even structures like the stupa, possess such fields. And when people walk around, their toroidal fields align and resonate with the stupa's energy, enhancing their spiritual connection and creating a collective aura of focused intent. In essence, the Buddhanath Stupa functions as a vast energy center, uniting people's energies, aligning their intentions, and connecting them to the higher states of consciousness and balance that the stupa embodies. Ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived at the Monkey Temple. Look at that. Good. Oh wow. Look at those stairs.
Here, monkey. We are going to top of the Shambhunath.
Okay.
Go inside. Here, if you like, you can do it here. Let's do it.
Can do
3 rounds, huh?
a quick prayer for up the mountain.
Here inside there will be lots of mantras. Do you know mantra?
Yes,
Yeah.
they're written on here
Here inside.
3 times. The Monkey Temple, perched atop a hill in Kathmandu, is one of Nepal's oldest and most sacred sites. The presence of countless monkeys around this stupa is not merely coincidental. It carries spiritual symbolism and connects deeply with local beliefs and traditions. In many Eastern faiths, monkeys represent qualities such as playful curiosity, adaptability, and restlessness, which can reflect the human mind's constant fluctuations. Monkeys are revered in Hinduism through the deity Hanuman, who embodies loyalty, courage, and devotion. In Buddhism, they remind practitioners of the mind's tendency to leap from one thought to another, but also reflect potential for discipline and transformation. The energy of the monkey temple, intensified by its position on a hill, is believed to radiate an inviting frequency that naturally attracts these creatures. This frequency stems from the sacred geometrical and energetic resonance created by the stupa itself. Such places are seen as centers for heightened prana, and animals like monkeys may sense and be drawn to the powerful field of spiritual energy present here.
So this thing is like basically showing you how prana is coming together. The way that I understand it is that it's like representing how prana is kind of like from above and below coming together in the middle, the same way as the torus field is represented. And if you hold this in your hand, this is a really big one, but like emperors, they had them and they hold them in their hands, and it's the metal is very conducive for the prana, and by holding it in your hand and making it connect to your energy channels in that way, it's kind of like an energy device that you hold in your hand that gives you powers as a priest or as a king. So there's like smaller ones you can buy of these. I definitely want to buy one. From sorry?
Vajra.
Patsa, it's the name.
Vajra,
It's
name.
okay, it's Patsa.
Vajra is like a light and they go recovering by a statue about this for protection.
Yes.
Nepali called Vajra, Tibetan Durje, and English Tandropo.
Okay. The word that I was looking for, the singularity point. So the singularity where the above world and the beneath world, or the feminine and the masculine, like all the polarities basically connecting, come together. The point of which you also try to tune into when you meditate, and kind of like go inside of the third eye, and you try to reach that same singularity point, because that's where you can find enlightenment in your meditations.
At the top of this great stupa sits this enormous Vaira, a symbolic thunderbolt and a representation of indestructibility and spiritual power in Buddhism. The Vaira's structure offers a fascinating connection to the toroidal fields we've mentioned before, embodying their cyclical, dualistic nature. The Vaira consists of two opposing prongs that curve outwards and then converge back towards the central axis. This form can be viewed as a miniature representation of the toroidal field's flow, which moves out from a central point, curves around, and returns back to the source, forming a continuous loop of energy. The Vaira itself symbolizes the dualities of existence, creation and destruction, male and female energies, light and darkness. In the context of toroidal fields, these opposing prongs reflect the flow of energy outward from a center, representing expansion and creation, and then inward toward the singularity, symbolizing dissolution and return to unity. At the heart of the Vaira, where both sides meet, lies a central singularity point, symbolizing the unification of all dualities into a state of oneness and absolute balance. This central point represents the essence of enlightenment, where all opposites are harmonized and pure consciousness is realized.
Oh wow. Tastes like mint. Mental. So Nier was just explaining that at least once around the birth of a new child, you need to bring him here in its life, because that's for protection of keeping healthy and not getting any diseases and sickness. But Nia, there's nothing really inside it, right? You can never go inside the white.
We don't go inside, but the inside will be the lots of mantras put inside. When they're starting to build, they put lots of mantras and whatever we use daily life, like a knife, whatever we use like a cooking pot, we put inside to build this kinds of statue.
Okay. Okay, but it's not for meditation or prayer or
not
blessing.
inside, nothing inside.
Okay. So then it's probably just basically a huge conic pyramidal shape with all the metal that is conducing the prana, all the life force energy, and manipulating it in a similar kind of vortex style, and basically protecting the entire city, or with it being on the top of a mountain, also using like all the energies of that mountain and with using the height to kind of like have the farthest reach as possible for the life force energy to protect the city or its surroundings, its vicinity. That's what I believe, at least. You see the guy making the patterns with the stuff.
I also saw them growing up. I didn't know that it was like made like this.
Very nice. Yeah. That's a great way to earn a lot of money.
Yeah.
Just make them try to hit the ball.
I think it's smarter than just let people throw it in. This is
Exactly.
makes it more challenging. Catches more.
We're getting coins. Yes. Nice. Golden coins.
Yeah, the golden coin.
Amazing.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
What's the best?
Yeah,
Wacht even. Okay, are you ready? Yeah, you cannot do more. Yeah.
right?
Oh wow. Is it? Almost?
It's like beer pong.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
At least one has to.
You're doing very well.
But now short time.
1, 2,
3, 4,
Come on, babe, you need to do it for at least one for the both of us because I messed up.
Chin.
Hey, too bad.
Was that it?
Hey, hey, too bad. No luck. No luck. We'll need to create our own luck then. So it's a Buddhist temple, but you definitely see quite some Hinduistic influences as well. Ganesha. These multi-faced dancing gods. I'll have to do a little bit more studying up on Buddhism to see the correlations and the connections, but you'll get it. Also maybe when I have a little bit of better speech abilities without my snotty nose. You see? Over there? That guy is holding the little energy device, the singularity thing I was talking about on the top of the mountain. He's holding it in his hand because it's amplifying your abilities to meditate. Really nice. I need to get one, but I'm not gonna buy one. I'm gonna attract one. So these devices, they definitely have a very similar kind of purpose as I talked about also in the Hindu temples where people are walking in circles, because the circle it creates the vortex, the prana vortex.
Prayer wheels are another integral part of Tibetan and Himalayan Buddhist traditions. Devotees spin these wheels as they walk in a clockwise direction around them. The mantra most commonly inscribed on these cylinders is Om Mani Padme Hum, a deeply meaningful and powerful phrase in Tibetan Buddhism. Breaking down the mantra, each word carries a unique vibrational energy and meaning. Om represents the vibration of the universe, a sacred syllable that aligns and opens the spiritual mind. Mani means jewel and symbolizes the intention to cultivate compassion and love. Padme means lotus and represents wisdom. The lotus grows in muddy water but rises above it pure and beautiful, signifying the journey towards spiritual enlightenment. Hum represents the unity of compassion and wisdom and the grounding of these spiritual qualities into the practitioner's life. The act of spinning a prayer wheel while chanting or focusing on this mantra serves to amplify its power. As the cylinder spins, it creates a circular motion of prana or life force energy and radiating outwards and inwards in a cycle that strengthens the vibrations of the mantra inscribed in it, and connecting the devotee's intentions with universal energy. Hopefully, these explanations have given you a deeper understanding of the powerful spiritual practices that unfold at Kathmandu's iconic sacred sites. While many follow these traditions simply because they have always been done this way, their true power often goes unnoticed. But when you understand and intentionally apply these ancient techniques, you open yourself to profound benefits, connecting more deeply with yourself, harmonizing your energy, and tapping into a timeless flow of spiritual transformation. Join the Yours to Source email course today, subscribe to my mailing list, and ensure you never miss a step on this journey of spiritual growth. Your path to aligning with Source and discovering how it wants to express itself through you begins here.